A special package arrived a few days ago and here it is. And in it are some of the new Thomas Wood items from 2019. So I thought, hey, why not do an unboxing? So let's get right into it. Before I start off with the actual review, I would just like to say I'm going to review these in the order of most exciting to least exciting. If you're here just to see the Wood Rebecca, you can skip towards the end of the video. Anyways, back to the review. The first item I will be looking at is the Gumdrop Car from the Troublesome Trucks and Sweets 2-pack. When I bought this item, it didn't come with a yellow caramel truck, and this was the only thing available, but I actually do like this pack, and I decided to get this Gumdrop truck instead. So the Gumball Car has pink paint detailing on the sides of the toy with the Sodor Sweet Shop logo, as well as the blue wheels. Back and front are sadly left unpainted, but the front has a pretty good face. The chassis is painted black, unlike the original release where wood was left exposed. The top of the truck has a clear plastic cargo piece carrying all the little gumdrops. This is not detachable. When compared to the original Wooden Railway release, which I do not own, I'm tied between which one I like more. While the Wooden Railway ones are obviously fully painted, the gumdrops in this new one look more like real candy as opposed to the round plastic ball. The blue wheels on this one also make it stand out more, but this could definitely benefit if it was all pink. The second item we have here is Rosey. This is the only time we see Rosey in her red livery, as the Wooden Railway only ever produced her in pink. Rosey is definitely one of the more detailed models, and it's nice to see her all red, which she was severely lacking on the 2018 version. She has nice white and gold lining, a beautifully molded face, and her name is carved into the bottom of the chassis next to the rivets. Though this model isn't perfect. She's missing the lamp on top of her smoke box, the domes are just painted on instead of molded with plastic, and the water tanks, bunker and cab not being cut out really makes her lose her unique shape, which the Wooden Railway model captured perfectly. But overall, I think this Rosey model looks good, and I have no problem in using this model in other videos. Next is Yongbao. As usual, Yongbao's red paint is well applied, and the details are mostly there and crisply applied as well. He has yellow lining on his boiler, cylinders, smoke deflectors, and around his windows with a green running board. On his cab, his name is written in simplified Chinese, which is accurate to his later appearances in the show, as on promotional images he is sometimes seen with traditional Chinese. The tender has a stunning intricate pattern of a tiger painted on both sides, and has a water cap and coal detailing on the top. However, my main problem with him is he is way too oversimplified. When you look at him from the front, he is almost all red and looks unfinished. The tenor is just a block, and they couldn't even bother to cut out the slopes and corners. Just like all the other models, he has a painted dome, but I can kind of excuse this one because he is too tall to have a molded one. Yongbao is also missing one of his key features, being the dragon hat that sits on top of his smoke box, and he just looks so incomplete without it. Worst of all is the length of him. He looks so bad when you put him next to a Wooden Railway engine like Gordon, as he's way too short. In the Great Race, Yongbao enters the best decorated engine competition, but this model isn't going anywhere. You'd be better off making a custom, but I suppose you could buy this thing for his face and to get ideas on how to do his lining, and if you weren't too picky, you still have a Yongbao. Here we have Nia. Now the tank engines are really easy to get right, because really not that much has been changed from Wooden Railway to wood, and Mattel took advantage of that when making Nia. The bright orange really makes Nia visually appealing, and we rarely get to see engines in this sort of colour. The face captures her personality and her CGI appearance perfectly, and is amazing. All of her details are there. The green lining on her boiler, the African patterns around her tanks and cab, the number 18, and the extra cylinder water tanks. She even has a gold lining around her cab and the rivets. The only real problem I have with this model is the lack of a 3D molded dome, and maybe the lack of a headlamp, but the headlamp is just nitpicking. If it weren't for the dome, I definitely would have thought this was a Wooden Railway model, and I highly recommend this. Finally, we have what everyone was waiting for, Rebecca. Also, I just want to make one thing clear. This is not a prototype, but an early model. Anyways, Rebecca is a simple model, but the simplicity somewhat works here. Rebecca is more toned down than the CGI counterpart, but she does a decent job at what she is trying to represent, almost like an early wooden railway toy. She's painted yellow with a lovely navy blue secondary colour, and an orange and red two-tone pattern that curves up from the middle of her boiler to her tender. The detailing is there and isn't too in your face, including the rivets and her number 22. Her tender has a lettering NWR, which stands for the North Western Railway, and on top you can see the water cap, coal, and the extended cab roof, and other cylinder tanks like on Nia. The main issues with Rebecca include the tender. Rebecca has one of the most unique tenders in the show, and I'm really sad they didn't incorporate it here, even if it is inaccurate and a bit ugly. The wooden railway Vinny is a great example of a unique tender, and it really works here. Rebecca also isn't long enough. In the episode Confusion Without Delay, Rebecca can be seen next to Gordon, and they are both meant to be big engines. But a wood model makes her look the same length as both the wooden railway and the wood Jane. All in all, after the disaster that was the unpainted 2018 models, I can say Thomas Wood is leaning towards the right direction. Wood has the potential to look good, but certain aesthetic changes done by Mattel to save money has severely prevented the toys to look the best they can. Ironically, they are cutting corners by literally not cutting corners, and there is no longer a sense of scaling with the engine. The best way I can describe Thomas Wood is a mixed bag, as some of the releases look really good, like Rosey, Harvey, or Nia. But some are just downright horrible, like Salty and Spencer, and is far from anything that Wooden Railway ever was, and the lack of passion really shows. Thanks for watching everyone, and I'll see you next time.